being an amputee, you got to be humble too. You know, you got to be humbled. You know, and I always say this as like, you know, I know this may sound kind of crazy, but you know, God puts you in situations all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I say, hey, God did this for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know, and you know, I love our military and, you know, everything that's behind it. And, you know, I personally, I think I would have went into the military if I would have had my foot.
Mm.
I don't think I'd be alive right now because of that.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially
I probably
at the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You would have been.
Know?
Yeah.
And I thank God for that every day, because I'm just like, God did this to me for a reason.
Yeah.
And maybe it was to work with amputees or work with, you know, you, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe to inspire people who have worse problems.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
You know, you could have probably prevented somebody from committing suicide.
Yeah.
Somebody you're with every day.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who's stressed
Inspires
out,
me.
depressed.
I don't know if you consider me. I have a lot more injuries. I don't know if it's worse, but
Yeah, way more injuries.
I definitely.
But you
100%,
definitely
because
inspire
coming
each
up
other.
and
But you
showing
don't. You
up-
really don't know, you know, your situation, how it changed somebody else's life. That's around you all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
No, I've never even told Ira this yet, but when I first came here, I remember walking through the doors and meeting, first of all, Brad, who was up here with a group of amputees, young amputees standing there, which I thought was mind-blowing. I've never seen anything like that in my life, to see other people just standing up like it was normal. And I had specifically left my wheelchair in the car because I didn't want to come in here to a new place in a wheelchair. Thought I'd be one of the ones walking, and not a lot of them else would be walking like my other places. And then here's all these amputees. But I remember sitting down with Brad on our first appointment and watching you walk back and then come right back. And I'll always remember you watching you do that walk down and back, because Joseph did it shortly after, and I watched him do it too. And after I saw that, there was something in my head that said, like, you know what? These guys, you can't even tell that they have a prosthetic. That's going to be me one day.
Yeah.
And we're 2.5 years, 3 years into this at POA now, and I'm walking so much better. And every single day that I come here and I try to walk better and better and better, it's because of the people like you and Joseph that are walking around with amputations perfectly, without a misstep. If there's the man himself, actually, holy cow. You know, with pants on, you would never know that these people are amputees.
Yeah.
And the fact that that's possible, that gives me a lot of hope. So regardless of the paralysis, I know that if I keep working and working and working, someday I'm going to be walking like you. And
it's a work in progress though too. It's, you know, it's one of those things, as being an amputee, you got to be fitted, right? You know this. And it's you're in a Czech socket. You're in a Czech socket right now.
This is a test
it's
one.
like,
We're trying to test fit because I got that hole in my leg because I outgrew my last one.
Yeah. So, you know, it's a process. I mean, if somebody gets to watch this and you know, they lost their leg or whatever the case may be, remember, it's not going to be an overnight thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's all.
That's for sure.
There's going to be struggles. Not every day is going to be perfect.
It's a learning curve.
You were in a wheelchair for 6 years, you said, right?
6.5, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
On a wheelchair.
Yeah, 6.5 years in a wheelchair. I would walk very short distances with double crutches, and about. I can't quite say that I'm not in a wheelchair yet, but I'm close. Close. So, but I get up and I walk every single day for about 2 years now.
Nice.
So, yeah. That's another reason why I'll never sit down to golf. I sat down in a wheelchair far long enough for that. Spent a year looking at ceiling tiles in a hospital that were painted by kids. I never want to see those again.
Oh, wow.
They wouldn't let me outside and stuff for the majority of my time in the hospital. It was like 5 months or something before I even saw outdoors. So I was just staring at ceiling tiles because they wouldn't even let me lift up and sit up in my bed. I had to stay at 30 degrees angle or just completely flat for like 6 or 7 months. And so to go from that to then, 10 people transferring me from a bed to a wheelchair and me screaming in pain and then passing out just from being transferred in a bed sheet from a bed to a wheelchair. Stuff like that. Yeah, and then 6.5 years in a wheelchair, trying to figure out life and how does this work. And then the little things, man, going into a store and being able to look over the shelves and like see other people in the store because I'm 6'3" and like I should be able to do that, but for 6.5 years I wasn't able to because I was in a wheelchair. So like just those little things of being able to like look and see what's going on around you, right? Or like just appreciate the angle that you see life at from up there, you know what I mean? And so I'll only sit down when I absolutely have to. My leg is killing me today. This whole time my leg has been on fire with nerve pain. It is so painful. Nerve pain is like one of the most painful things in the world. Yes. Phantom pain, nerve pain, that kind of stuff. And it's very similar to phantom pain that I have just nonstop right now because this socket is still not right and it's pushing on the bone where I have no skin right now. And so it's just so painful to sit here. And I had the wheelchair at home and I chose not to bring it because I wasn't going to come in here with a wheelchair when you're walking in here. So like it's a pleasure to be able to do it. It hurts really bad, but it's a pleasure to be able to do it, man. Yeah. It is a pleasure. Yeah. And this guy's made sockets for me. The last one I was on for like 3 months or whatever, that was his socket that he made for me. And that I outgrew that one in like 3 months. So that was huge. Yeah. I've been building up my legs a little bit more. Not quite the size of your guys's, you know. They're still skinny, but
I still can't squat with this guy squats.